Welcome to All Pro Football Data. My name is Jim Coburn, and today's episode talking about Jamari Thrash based on his production, athleticism, and other statistical factors. Thrash was first team All Sun Belt in 2022 and second team All ACC in 2023. And stay with me now because we're going to get into all of his data. We're going to get into overall prospect profile on him to see kind of where he projects at the next level. And with that, let's get to his data. So first off, when you look at his offensive market share scores, he had a 94 percentile receiving market share production score, 82 percentile in terms of total offensive market share, and then 59 percentile in terms of touchdown market share. So he was more so a yardage wide receiver than somebody who was using the red zone a lot, which is not a bad thing, but it just is how he performed on paper. Now, when you get to his wide receiver efficiency scores, this is how he tested. He had a almost 80 percentile in terms of his yards per reception, or RAV, and he also had a probably about 45, almost 45 percentile in terms of touchdown percentage. So again, not big on the touchdowns in college, but definitely had good yards per reception. Going to his wide receiver athleticism traits, he had decent athleticism, 25 percentile in terms of explosiveness, 56 percentile in terms of his speed, and then 35 percentile in terms of flexibility for his size. Based on these production traits, he pretty much hits all the marks you're looking for at the position in terms of a starting wide receiver. He doesn't quite have the athleticism that you would expect out of a high yak wide receiver, so not a lot of yards after contact, that kind of stuff, but definitely good in terms of speed. So essentially, he's very similar to, like, say, a Calvin Ridley, which is kind of the athleticism comp for him in many ways. Now, when you get to his adjusted production scores, this is where things get a little hairy for him. His adjusted production, he had a 17 percentile age score, 76 percentile in terms of his MSA rating, and then 79.88 in terms of his pass rating. Pass rating, again, deals with efficiency data. MSA deals with everything except for the efficiency data. And based on those numbers, he tested kind of like a starter, but didn't quite hit the Pro Bowl averages or All-Pro averages at the position. Moving on to some comparisons for him. So these are the wide receivers who tested most similar to Jamari Thrash based on his production traits. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, there's not a whole lot of starters here. There's a couple players here and there, some players that were exciting at one point and kind of died off a little bit. For example, guys like Traven Durrell, Lance McCutcheon, who I think was on the Rams at one point. Might still be on the Rams, but definitely some good players here and there, mostly backups. So that's the only thing, mostly backups for him. But he does have good production traits. He does have a good overall athleticism trait profile. It's just his age is kind of what limits him a lot in terms of his data. Now, when you get to his overall outlook on him, Thrash profiles as a backup to outlier starter long term. The biggest weakness in his profile is his age and below average athleticism traits. He has the baseline data traits of a starter, but most with this profile underperform that status. And that is the outlook for Jamari Thrash. If you want to see more videos like this, I'm going to give you some links right here. You can go to any one of those videos to see more content like this. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.